Listen, you want to speak? You're watching Guns N' Roses.
Hey everybody, what's going on, and welcome to Guns N' Roses Central, and today we're talking about this past week's news. So one of the more interesting news stories that came out this week was about the man who helped reunite Axl Rose and Slash. He gave a rare interview and reveals how he actually did it. So Paul Tollett, who is pretty press shy, and he hasn't really done a whole lot of interviews about Guns N' Roses, but he is the co-founder of the Coachella Music Festival, which dates back to 1999, and he gave some new insight into how he reunited Axl, Slash, and Duff to play the festival back in 2016, and Axl Rose even revealed in an interview in 2016 with Brazilian TV that Tollett was instrumental in getting things going with the reunion. So here's what he had to say in his interview with the Los Angeles Times. So he was asked by the Los Angeles Times, "You managed to somehow get Guns N' Roses back together with founding members Axl Rose, Slash, and Duff McKagan. That was a tall order." And he replied, "Well, when I talked to them, I said, I made your flyer when you played at Fender's Ballroom with Johnny Thunders back in 1986 or 87. I sent that flyer to them. That was a tricky one. I had a list of 13 people I had to get through. You've got to go in order. If you go out of order, you can piss off the wrong person." And he was asked, "Was Axl Rose your first call?" He said, "No, it starts way lower than that. It starts with the people around me. Then there's the agents, managers, and attorneys. Us humans are a little fragile when you're cut out of something. He said, "So I'm going around, hey, just letting you know I'm going after this. I'll keep you in the loop, but you can call the wrong person and they'll maybe call Slash and Axl too early and spook the whole thing." He was also asked, "It's not just about a dollar figure, is it?" He said, "Oh no, if you lead with money, you'll always be shut down. An artist doesn't want to feel like they're just that. Plus, as much as Coachella can pay, there's always someone who can offer more. It can never be the money. I actually think the youth side of the show really sells a lot to some of those artists. Let's get to the new generation, the cutting edge people." So that's what he had to say about the interview. Now, in a separate interview that Slash gave pretty recently, Coachella apparently offered Guns N' Roses a headline slot for every year since 1999, and it just didn't come to fruition until 2016. And when I say that, I mean to say that Coachella's tried to reunite Guns N' Roses every year since 1999. So I think it was kind of interesting how Paul Tollett did that reunion and was able to get things started. I think he's probably one of the smartest guys in the music industry if he was able to reunite Guns N' Roses. And now we got some Matt Sorum news. So Matt Sorum has got a new band called Deadland Ritual. They're going to be playing some of the European festivals this summer. And he was interviewed by Eddie Trunk at the, I think it was the Rainbow Bar and Grill or the Roxy on his Sirius XM show. And also a part of the interview was some of his other band members, with the exception of Steve Stevens, who's playing with Billy Idol in Vegas that week. And if you guys want to listen to the full interview, I've put the link to it down below. It's from January 17th of this year. I don't recall him talking really much about Guns N' Roses at all. It was more about his current band, as well as playing with Lemmy from Motorhead and how he enjoyed that whole experience. So also during the interview, he talked about some funny stories with Lemmy, about how he actually got the spot to go play with Motorhead back in 2009. So he talked about some of the interesting text messages he got from Lemmy back then. He said, "Lemmy called me up. He actually texted me. I could hear his voice through text. He said, 'Matt, I need you to play drums.' And I actually texted back, 'Why me? I don't know why I said that.' And he wrote back, 'Dave Grohl's not available. Lemmy wasn't a guy to mince words. He'd tell you the truth, and I love that about him.' And I texted him back, 'When are we rehearsing?' And Lemmy wrote, 'We aren't.' So he continued, 'I got a DVD of Motorhead's performance at the Wacken Air Festival in Germany. It came in the mail like the next day via FedEx, and he said, learn the Wacken show, and I learned it. And then I met him at the 930 Club in Washington, D.C. We sound checked, and I played that night, and it was amazing. For a drummer, though, it got confusing because there's a lot of Motorhead songs that have a sort of thunderous rock kind of beat happening underneath, and I just need to decipher that. But obviously playing Overkill and Ace of Spades, then I had to learn the newer stuff that Mickey did, and In the Name of Tragedy, which some of the stuff was like, wow." So there's another Slash interview from his Guns N' Roses days in the early 90s that surfaced online. There was another one that also surfaced. So this one is from France, just before the pay-per-view show that Guns played in 1992. And then there was one, I think, from the Netherlands that surfaced online from the show called Countdown from 1992. You guys may have seen the 1993 interview when Guns played the Netherlands towards the tail end of the Use Your Illusion tour. But I've put the link down below if you guys want to go check it out. The interview is about 11 minutes long or so. So turning now to some non-GNR news, so Metallica is of course out on tour, and they paid homage to Lynyrd Skynyrd during a recent show in Birmingham, Alabama, where they did a cover of Sweet Home Alabama. So the show took place at the Legacy Arena at the BJCC in Birmingham on January 22nd, and in a video of the performance, Kirk Hammett started off the opening riff, and the crowd cheered as Robert Trujillo jammed along, and then James Hetfield eventually made his way to the microphone and chimed in with some of the opening lyrics to the song. So if you guys want to check that out, I've linked to it down below. So that does it for today's video, guys. Thanks for watching. Be sure to hit the like button and subscribe if you love GNR as much as I do. And go check out my second YouTube channel, Rock and Roll True Stories, where I'm uploading a couple times a week. And I'm taking a lot of fan feedback in terms of what stories and bands you'd like to see featured on there. So thanks for watching, guys, and have a good one.
Listen, you're watching Dungeon Blazers.